So you've all had at least, well, everyone's had 3 workshops, and in every single workshop, or classes, or whatever you want to call them, everything that was said, you have taken as gospel, you've taken as truth, you will not question anything you were told today, and from tomorrow, well actually forget tomorrow, from as soon as you leave the Gurdas side today, you will be following everything that you were taught. There you go.
I was only in one work, and I was Bhai, so just a Lamala. When you're talking about the Qurban, you said that you should call like what did you call it? Qurban. You said that's not Qurban, so like Qurban Qurban, are they not Qurbans?
Okay, without disrespecting anybody, can I hide my identity before I say this? No.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, the question basically is... Hello? Hello? Hello, right. The question was, in my talk, one of my talks, this guy sitting there with the t-shirt with the finger in the air, he said, I was talking about the Qurban, the series I wear on the side, and I got that every day as a word. And what I did, he's asked the question, is a Taksali Qurban not a Qurban? Now, I could say that quite confidently and say, no, it isn't a Qurban. But a lot of, even the Shastra, my so-called Qurban I'm carrying is not a Qurban either. So this is not going out to any Taksali people in the house today, yeah? I'm not trying to do any anti-Pontic talk. What I'm trying to say is, a Qurban, what I'm trying to say is, a Qurban is basically a sword. It's not a dagger. This is a dagger, okay? So this can't be a sword. A sword is something that you could fight in full-blown combat. The point I'm trying to make with the card is, Maharaj is called these small types of shastras, card, khanjar, shura. These are the kind of names that Maharaj has used to these kind of shastras. If you're saying the Taksali Qurban, is it not a Qurban? It isn't a Qurban, but it is a card, because a card is something that the metal of the blade joins the metal of the patta, which is the metal of the mutta. So you can see there the blade all the way through, and then it becomes part of the blade. That is called a card. And if you see pictures on the internet, Google Guru Gobind Singh Ji's, when Guru Gobind Singh went Jyoti Jot, when he left us and passed Gurgadji to Guru Granth Sahib, he left behind a token, and it was a shastra, and it was very similar. It's like a card. It's a card exactly like this. Baba Deep Singh also, and very other warriors of old, used to have a card in the stars and the Malle in the Kamar Kase. So to answer your question quite straight, is basically the Taksali Qurban isn't a Qurban. It could be classed as a
The main question was, if that's not a Qurban, then the Panch Kakar, how does that...
Okay, yeah. The Panch Kakar, Maharaj said, and it's in a lot of Raitaname, a lot of Mukhvak Bani. When I say Mukhvak, it means it came from the Guru's mouth himself. Guru Gobind Singh said himself, I can't remember the talks for myself, I don't have my laptop now, my laptop's in the car. Maharaj said himself that your Panchama Kakar is a card. And he said it quite a few times in different shabds and in different button, different rates there. But then at the same time he also said Qurban. If you look at Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and see him as a visual representation, just visualize him in your mind for a second. He always had a garden as the start, i.e. the one he left us. And he always had a Qurban at the side of his Kamar Kasa. So Qurban is the sword, and the card is the smaller one. That's what it is. We're not breaking any bed. I did say this in the talk, I think you probably missed it, but we're not breaking any bed, because card and the Qurban, and it's both Qurban, they're both allowed. So otherwise I wouldn't be carrying this today with me, and I wouldn't be carrying the ones in the Qurban. Alright, I hope that answers the question.
I've heard it said if you're not Amritdhari, wear 4Ks, not Gipan. Would you agree? Secondly, is it essential for Amritdhari Sikhs to sleep in Gipan?
Personally, from my own personal experiences from living in the Dals in Punjab, there are a lot of younger Sikhs who wear their Panch Kakars with the aim to take Amrit. There's a lot of high respect given to the Qurban, and so really, I would personally say it is an essential thing. To practice of how to wear it and and respect it. But also on the flip side of saying that, you also see a lot of much younger Singhs in the Dauds who would wear a gatra, and instead of a Qurban would wear the small. Has anybody got one?
Story.
Yeah. You wearing one? No. You know the quite smaller Qurbans, a little bit bigger than that. Some of the Singhs have got them in their damanle. Like that one. You see, like what he's holding. A lot of younger kids would be given that in a string to wear as their gatra to give that respect. So I would say, as long as the Singh is, working on the road towards to take on the diet, I personally would say that it is okay. And in terms of the kakars, should never leave your body regardless of what you're doing. Does that answer your question? Is that all right? Yeah.
Can I expand on that a little bit? Yeah. If you think of a personal protection point of view, if we take off our Qurban and put it somewhere distant from us in the night, remember when you sleep, when you wake up after having a bit of sleep, you're quite disoriented. So having the Qurban on you and keeping it as like a form of readiness, it's only a benefit than a disadvantage. So if anything happened to you, if somebody tried to attack you, and you think of Sikhs of old, we were attacked always awake, asleep, and in between. So for that reason, I think keeping the Qurban on you 24 hours a day, it would be a real big advantage for you.
Well, just the concept of staying diyar put diyar at all times, 24/7, you're always ready. So yeah, definitely.
Bhai just said, I'll leave this one to Jags at the end. Is it important for an Amritdhari Singh or Singhani to be part of Jathebandi or Sampradaya, so the AKJ, Nihang, Tuksali, whatever? So Jags, it's your...
So basically, the only tree plant out there is a Khalsa plant. There ain't no such thing as AKJ, Taksal or whatever. Everybody that did take Amrit back in Maharaj's days were a warrior. Everybody was a warrior. Everybody who carried a Shri Sahib, a Shastra, is a warrior. And a certain name is given to a warrior that is a Nihang Singh. Nihang Singh doesn't mean you're a different sect or a different division. A Nihang Singh is a name for a warrior. People nowadays are getting it confused, thinking Nihang Singh are a division, they're dividing people, and then there's AKJs and there's Taksalis. We're not dragging no one down. It is good, Tika, Amrita Shakulo, Naam Bani Paro, these are the main principles what Maharaj said. Nityanem Paro, Amrita Shako, and live a life what the Gurus tell you to live. There's no point of like saying, I'm going to become an AKJ, I'm going to become a Nihang Singh, I'm going to become a Taksali Singh when you don't even know what the meaning is, what a true Gursikh is. The same, what I can say to you is, Allah Mool Mantar da Jabata. Understand what Maharaj is saying to you in Mool Mantar, then you decide for yourself who you are and what you're going to be. There's a choice of being superior and there's a choice of being a normal civil person, and that choice is going to be up to you. If you want to be superior, you wear the Bana blue. If not, then you can just go away and live your life in Kaljug.
Historically speaking, we can say that Maharaj gave us, the dogs, and Maharaj gave us the Taksal. So one thing that we really need to go with today, that the essence of Sikhi is your Kamai, it's your Mool Mantar, it's your Simran, it's your Seva. So in essence, it doesn't matter where you're going as long as you're on the road towards Guru Sahib. And to be on the road to Guru Sahib, you need to concentrate on your Simran and Seva and Gurbani and Santya. So it's not important, Raji, as long as that you feel that you're on the right path and that you're achieving something, that is absolutely fine.
The main thing is you're doing your Bani. That's all that counts. Nothing else counts. You must Bani, bro.
We've got 2 questions. Well, we've got 2 questions. One is, what is the meaning of Hola Moholla? And the second question is, can a Bibi become a Nahang Singhani? Can she become a Nahang? Alright, so I'm excluding from these questions to answer them too, right?
Oh, is this directed towards me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hola Moholla is a Jor Mela held in the spring of every year in Punjab. Now, for Nyang Singhs, this is one of the biggest ones, one of the biggest festivals, and really, and Love Jinder can actually talk to more about this. It's the special thing about Hola Moholla is that its whole focus is about jung. The games and how the whole Dalpant would get together, march to a ground and engage in extended periods of combat with each other. They'll do gutka, they'll do horse riding, and archery and other stuff. So that's why a great deal of importance is placed on Hola Moholla. And if you've ever been, it's a pretty good time. So,
yeah, right. Yeah, okay. In Sri Dasam Granth, it's the second Granth of the Sikhs. Yeah, Sri Dasam Granth is not given as much importance that it actually needs, and we should be given. In Sri Dasam Granth, Maharaj, Guru Gobind Ji Maharaj has written the time Sri Dasam Granth, and in Sri Dasam Granth there's quite a few stories of how Maharaj is explaining and depicting and trying to get us, the Sangha, to visualize a war. Because what happened was Maharaj knew that there'd be times when we're going to become really born idle, we're going to become really relaxed, we're going to be sitting at home, we're going to lose that warrior spirit, and we're going to lose that bounce, that daredevilness in us. And when Maharaj explains it, he's talking about a war that's happening in Mahabharata. And he's mentioned this kind of thing quite a few times. I mean, I've read it at least 3 different places in Sri Dasam. And Maharaj says, the warriors were lying dead, the warriors are fighting, their clothes are covered with colour of blood. It looks like they're intoxicated and they're playing holy. Maharaj specifically says that in Sri Dasam Granth Maharaj. So if you can understand, if you think of Hola Moholla as a reenactment, as a time to get you get a bit of a shock in the sense that it's when you go to Hola Moholla, you're going to hear guns firing off, you're going to see Shastra Vidya, you're going to see different weapons, you're going to see armies and different armies getting together, and it looks like they're getting together to have a war, have a battle in a Nanposab. So it kind of goes back to what Maharaj is saying in Dasamani, that it looks like these guys are playing holy. So what Maharaj has done, he didn't want to kill us. So what he does is say, you guys play holy and then depict it. So when holy is flying everywhere, it looks like gunpowder. If you see a musket, if you see a musket and you fire a musket, if I fire the musket here, this whole room will be full of smoke. That's how much smoke comes on. And if you throw holy in the air, it gives you that same kind of picture. And there's red colours and other colours on your clothes. So it looks like there's the blood of enemies and you're fighting. And patake chalde hunde, hunda, hunda. And there's jokes and there's all these other things happening. So it gives you that kind of depiction. In the Nyang Singhs, before the different dals go there, it really does feel like something big is going to happen. Either your heart's going to start pounding, or either you're going to be really relaxed. Most of the time, your heart is pounding, I suppose. Right? So that's the kind of that's the whole point of Hola Moholla. One thing you have to understand is we'll never ever call it holy. Going on to a different side topic, we speak very manly. We're very warrior faith, including the Biblia, including the sings and singing. Yeah, we don't say holy, we say Hola. And the same thing we're doing Arti, we're doing Artha. Right? It's the way we speak. It's a term. So Hola isn't really linked to holy. It's more a manly version. Holy is very flowery. Yeah. Hola is very manly. It's a different, total different aspect from holy. It's a very masculine way of saying things. So Hola, as you Hola there. It's not like as you Holy can be. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. Yeah. Right? Sorry if I sound like one here, but Hola. Hola. Yeah. It's like a biras thing. It's going to give you that biras. Just how certain things, by looking at certain things, looking at Maharaj's Tabya, looking at Shastra, will give you that biras. It will give you that strength. You go to Hola, it'll be like you've been to war. So if you've been to like 1 Hola, 2 Hola, you've been to 2-3 wars. So think of it like that. Alright? So that's really it. Any more questions?
No, there's the second half of that question.
Yeah.
Can sing any of the Hungary?
Yeah,
That's the word.
there you go. Yes, you can. But being a Nahang is more of a philosophy than anything else. It's that Sorchani, it's that Buddhi, it's that wisdom. Okay? And anybody who's in my class, hopefully you understand what that is. Alright, so somebody put a question forward, is if that, can Nahang Singhs get married?
No, they can't.
Traditionally, the answer is that no, that Nihangs wouldn't get married because of they've devoted their whole lives to Guru Sahib and to be in the army. Now, you know, the average life expectancy of Singhs back in the day was actually quite low. You know, to get past, you know, 30 or 35, he was considered, you know, as an elder. You know what I mean? So it's changed quite a lot. Any Nihang Singh who's given his life to the Dalai to Guru Sahib would never go home. So it's quite difficult to have a successful marriage if you're never at home. You know, and so the answer is actually traditionally no. It's only a common thing, a modern thing that has become quite common that the Nihang Singhs get married. You know, but still quite a lot don't. You know, you could pretty much split it, you know, 50% do or don't.
But then Maharaj also said, Gristi Jivan is another form of Bhagati. Without Gristi, how are you supposed to expand the Khalsa Panth? You can't expand it. So, in a sense, the Singhs that do stay Bahangam, they dedicate their lives to the Panth. They're always reading Bani, they're doing Seva for the Bani. But then the Singhs who are getting married, the Nihang Singhs, they're expanding the Panth. They're carrying the Panth on for hundreds of thousands of years till the end of the world.
Where's the head Maratha from? Because from what I've heard, it's obviously a sub-slogan. But if it's obviously a sub-slogan, is that wrong or right, firstly?
Right, let's just go back to Ret Maryada. Ret is code of conduct. Maryada is remember death. Maran di yaad karna. Right? Maryada, that's what Maryada is. Maryada is anything that's involving death. If we take on a general term, Maryada can be anything. If we want to put it into that kind of wide kind of group there. Maryada is something that it comes through. Well, there's certain Maryada that has come from Bani, that we take from Bani. Then there's certain Maryada, so that includes Sri Sablo Granth, that includes Sri Dasan Granth, and that definitely includes Sri Guru Granth. Maryada is basically how the Gurus lived and what they did and what they told us to do. That is what really boils down to, is what the Gurus wanted us to do and how they want to live our lives. Yeah, Ret Maryada was set. There's I think the oldest Ret Maryada, if you want to look at. I'm not going to say forget by their Sasing, by Chaupe Singh and all these other great Mahapurukhs that who at the time of the Puratan Samay, that they took down notes and took down Maryada, certain Maryada saying don't do this, you could do this in that scenario. But there's somebody called Baba Nand Lal Ji. I don't know if you know who he is, yeah, Baba Nand Lal. Baba Nand Lal Ji was the head of the Kavis in Guru Gobind Singh's Darbar. And in his writings, he's only got a few writings. I think there's Tankahanama and there's another one before it. If you read in there, it tells you the Ret Maryada Guru Gobind Singh, it says clearly what his Sikhs can and cannot do. Let me give you one example. There's a Maryada says, a Sikh cannot run away from battle. If you do, he's no longer my Sikh. Maharaj says there's another Ret Maryada in Baba Nand Lal Ji's Bani. This is the closest time to Guru Gobind Singh. If you want to talk Ret Maryada, you want to talk the closest time to Guru Gobind Singh. So that's Baba Nand Lal Ji's time. There's one in there that says, Guru ki ninda sune na kan. You heard that one? Yeah, you can't even allow to listen to the ninda of the Guru, and if you do, you show them the karpan. So these are the Ret Maryada written down by Baba Nand Lal Ji, and it's written in conversation. Baba Nand Lal Ji says, I'm Nand Lal, and I'm talking to Guru Gobind Singh, and this is what Guru Gobind Singh is saying to me, and he writes it down in order. Tankhanama is different, but if you can, there's a website called searchgurbani.com. If you go on there, go to Baba Nand Lal Ji's Bani. It's not very long, and go into it. And if you want to know Maryada, read that. Everything else is Maryada, but it's all down to yourself how you understand it.
The question is open to everyone. You can hear it. It says, how come many Nihang Singhs get married to Bay Amritdhari girls? That question, in my opinion, needs to go. Okay, what it's saying is, how come? I suppose in English, what it's trying to say is, why do so many Nihang Singhs get married to girls that are not Amritdhari? My response to that is, ask the individual. You cannot generalize. That's like saying all Muslims are terrorists or all you can't whitewash a whole organisation. You can't whitewash a whole Sampata, Jathebandi or anything. Some probably have. Speak to the individuals rather than whitewashing the whole. How come many Nihangsins get married to the Amritari girls? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, fine. There's 4 of us sitting here. The camp is about Hola Moholla, and the Hola Moholla is also, as a whole, a Khalsa festival. The questions we're getting up here are very orientated towards Nihangsins. Which point, fine. If you want to ask those questions, by all means do. But unless you learn it from your classes, there's only been one question on Hola Moholla so far. There's been Mr. Singh over here has been good in that he did listen to Lavdinder in his class and he questioned him. We've had this other way. I mean, then sitting here reading the questions, there's been nothing at all on the Bana class. And this, for me, just makes you think as to what has been taken in and what hasn't been taken in. I mean, I'm not saying anyone's not listened, but it does make you think. The question, like I said, is not, it's not going to be answered.
Let me put a positive spin on this, because I think it's becoming too negative, alright? I want to see some smiles on your faces, yeah? It's not a big deal. I mean, if you marry a non-Amritari, in rate-wise, it may cause issues. It probably will cause issues. I think I know the panel here, we don't believe in that. But what I will say is, you're taking somebody into the fold, you're helping somebody into their Sikhi. If she knows what she's getting involved in, she knows she's going to get married to a Nyangsing. And Nyangsing is so much appearance, inside, out, living. You can't get more than that, to be fair. So she must know what she's getting involved in. If she, so I mean, in a positive note, you're helping somebody come into Sikhi. Yeah, I mean that's a good thing. But the like you're saying about keeping Red and Reni Beni with that Bibi, it's going to be a bit difficult if she's not a Mardari. And I know for a fact in India that this is unheard of. This is maybe the odd 3 or 4 people around the West Midlands who do this. I mean, I've never heard of this.
We'll keep it isolated.
No. let me rephrase it. And Southall.
It's done on camera.
Specifically, New Rockies.
Okay,
The question, Singh.
There's a question from the Bana class. Do you know the Shastra in the Male and the one in the Kamakas? Are they all, I just want to clarify, are they all legal to wear if you're walking around in the streets and stuff?
We have a Benji here who's a police officer.
where is she?
Where is she? Police officer Benji. Oh, Benji, do you mind answering that question for us, please?
It is legal to wear them, as long as you can explain why you're wearing them.
Okay.
I mean, it has been heard of people being arrested for wearing them, but it's never gone anywhere because it is your faith and you're allowed to wear it.
So Benji, just to elaborate, so someone like Navjeet Singh Paji over there, standing there, can you stand up if you don't mind?
You want to stand up? You want to strike a pose as well?
So as he is there, is that considered overkill in the eyes of the law?
Yeah, it is. I've been stopped a few times. I've been followed for a few miles into the... I've had 3 cars revolving around me.
No, in terms of legally, is that going to go anywhere?
The fact that you're in your full bana, though, I would think legally wouldn't go anywhere. They could still, do however far they want to, but in court or anything, they wouldn't. They'd fall flat.
Also, if you're in Yangsing, you're given a license, a Buddha license, and in a license, there's a British law that exempts you, that you can carry arms. I should have brought mine today, as Yangsing is never without his license. You got yours? No. But there is a license, and there is a law by there, endorsed by, when the English came to India, and so they issued licenses. So there's a law in there also in regards to that.
Do you know the Hola Moholla, you were saying what happens in Sikhi where they do the, what word did you use? Where they come together as a forge and stuff, all dressed up. Does it happen over here?
No, not yet. Anyway, we have previously tried to plan programs, but it's just the logistics and getting everybody together. If you ever have the chance to see Hola Moholla in India, you will see the scale. There are absolutely hundreds of thousands of Singhs running down a single street into a field and then fighting each other. So we would love to have something like that, but there's a lot of maryada. In order for us to do a Moholla, we would need horses, we would need nagare, we would need nishan sahibs, and and everything else that involves. So one day we definitely will. I think everybody here has that conviction that one day that we will do a Moholla, that we will do a parade. But at this point, we haven't been able to do that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, someone asked me to say, when you do RT, why do you have the tray and everything like that?
Actually, can you explain that? Okay, if I quickly, I'll go, we're doing the Arti Ardas, and then, just so you know, I think Laguna is going to explain, and then Langar, Laguna is going to explain Arti Arta,
Hello. Right. You asked why we have a thal and why we're standing in front of Maharaj. Now, what the issue is basically, at that time we never had no lights, electricity like this. We never had, we never had any sort of lighting, anything like that. We were in tents, in the middle of countryside and forests and whatever. And when people have come so far to see Maharaj's darshan, you want to have his darshan, so you have a jot. That jot is a light. That's all it is a light. We're not doing any puja to any mata or devi or anything like that. All it is a light. That's all it is. And it's running off ghee fuel. That's all it is. And that jot is going to put light on Maharaj, so we can just enjoy having darshan of Maharaj. If anybody here says to me that darshan of Maharaj is important, then I'll be very surprised. So Maharaj talks about having his darshan all the time. I want to have darshan of Maharaj, and if the jot next to me, that'll be better so I can see him. I can read the Bani. Second thing is the toof. In Pratan time, we never had air fresheners and we never had clean buildings. We had dirty tents. Tents what rats were walking out of. People who were dirty coming in, people coming from far, sweaty, people ill, people with leprosy coming to Darbar. To make sure that Darbar has, we've given enough sadaqah to Maharaj's Darbar, we have flowers, shastar and toof. Toof would make the whole place smell nice. It will kill bacteria, with the jot and the other things. And it's a sign of respect. I said this in my talk before, that toof was not just seen as a Hindu thing, it was seen as a sign of royalty. Nobody can say to me that Maharaj is not royalty because there's a Chor Sahib there, there's a Tabiya there, and there's a Chandni. That means this is a Takht. So if my Maharaj is sitting on Takht, I'm going to treat him like he's a king. So whatever a king, a Mughal king gets, I'm going to make sure my Maharaj gets. So the Mughal king, if they washed his hair, or if he had a bath or changed clothes, you put toof on him to make him smell nice. So if I want to put toof on my Maharaj and I want to smell nice, and I want a jot so I can just light up the place after Maryada, I don't think that's a bad thing. What would you say? It's nothing to do with any Devi or anything like that. We don't believe in Hindu worship, we don't believe in anything like that. Yeah, Maharaj says, "Main na gine separate manao kisan bisan kabhu ne tiya." Maharaj says in Rera Sahib, Vivek Taksal or Nyang Singh Rera Sahib, Sampurn Rera Sahib, Maharaj says, "Main na gine separate manao kisan bisan kabhu ne tiya." Maharaj said, Kisan, Krishna, Bisan, Vishnu, Kisan, Bisan, Kabhune. I don't even remember them, I don't even acknowledge them. That's it. So there's no matlab. Maharaj says that kabhi dhyan de no. But jo si aarti aarta karte ya, wo Maharaj ji satkar li karte ya. Koi devi puja nahi. It's just basically just to have satkar. That Maharaj ji Chor Sahib karte ya. Kaanlu kisi ne sanu keh jana tusi Chor Sahib kyo karte Maharaj se. Maharaj bande kende ya, people say that. People say, who are you to do Chor Sahib in Maharaj? And they say, mere Sahib ji ne, mere Maharaj ne, mere Guru hai. So for that reason, ਅਸੀਂ Chor Sahib ਕਰਦੇ, for the same reason ਅਸੀਂ Jot ਕਰਦੇ, same reason ਅਸੀਂ Shastra Prakash ਕਰਦੇ, same reason ਅਸੀਂ Tooth ਕਰਦੇ.
Was you in my Bana class, Benji?
Yeah, but I've asked for someone else.
Someone else knows.
Was that someone else not my Bana class?
Sikh traditional colours, as far as I've been taught, and with me, are blue, orange and white. Each signifies something. White is for cleanliness, sun, the spiritual aspect. Orange is for sacrifice, and blue is for action. Bana are normally worn by people who are going to take action.
Let me put a quote on that for a second.
Traditionally, in a lot of places in Barney as well, Maharaj talked about Neel Buster, about blue Bana. Why?
You'll be surprised if you guys get home tonight and if you can be bothered, go on the internet, go to searchgurubani.com, go to Bhai Gurdas and try and search for the Guru Nanak Dev Ji trip to Mecca. When Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he got the art to go to Mecca for the first time, he put blue Bana, Neela Bana, it's written in Bhai Gurdas and we've been saying for so long, Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne Neela Bana paayega. Tusi Bhai Gurdas par ke go home today, please do that, and don't believe what I say. Like I said here, whatever I say, whatever people say, go and find out yourself. You've got internet resources, you've got all the software and stuff out there. And Bhai Gurdas Ji says that Guru Nanak Dev Ji ne Neela Bana tar ke he went to Mecca. So, you know, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was like everything.
That's another day. That's another story for another day.
Right.
Could we continue?
So we, hey, that's it. Andy?
Can I just say, I think newcomers shouldn't rely on internet that much because they should seek experience courses because I've read some stuff on internet. People have been, blogging about stuff they don't even know about properly and they misinterpret Gurbani and then they end up making, Gurbani look really.
No, this is why I'm saying whenever if I ever do a talk or something, which I very rarely do, I'll say to you guys, please read this Granth or this Poti or this Var or this something. I'll give you some kind of indication how to get there, but I won't send you to like a blogspot website. Yeah, because I don't trust them myself. And I think we all know there's a lot of that crap out there. But
I think we'll finish with this because I just want to finish up here. We've got to get back to London, right? I think the main thing with any camp, any workshop, any class you go to, which is city orientated, and it was always the way when I was at uni with Sikh societies as well, is that people should come, and it goes with what you're saying, and with what Nandinda just said, people should come with one question but leave with 5. Because if we're Sikhs, we should be always questioning, always striving to learn more. And if, like Nandinda has given a point, say, go here and read this Bani or read this Vard, and like you said, there are plenty of places out there on the internet that contradict each other. But the idea is that you do go on and you do look at it and you think, you know what, that to me doesn't make sense in line with Gurmat and Gursikhi. So then you look somewhere else. And that for some is how the journey starts. You've got to come with one question, and ideally if a camp has gone well, which is why right at the beginning I said to you all, you've all been in 3 workshops and you took everything for gospel. That's the first thing I said. You should be coming to camps, you should be coming to classes, any Sikhi but you should be leaving with at least 5 questions. And then those 5 questions should be your catalyst to go out and start learning more. Because it is, you can go to anything. You can us 4 can sit here, and next week you lot could sit somewhere. But at the end of the day, my Sikhi is my journey, and everyone here has got their own journey, and it's up to you to make the most of that journey from A to B. A being your birth and B being your death.
Right, I've said this.
Let me finish. That's not fair.
I've said this to a few people, right? Think of it like this. This is the best way, and I don't know who told me, because I never made it up. People think of it like this. Think of like the beach. You go to the beach, When you go to the beach, just imagine there's 5 of you standing side by side, spread out by a couple of meters. Some of you walking on wet sand. Some of you walking on dry sand. Some of you walking on pebbles. Some of you walking on stones, rocks. Some of you walking on the side road. We'll be walking all the same way. The pant doesn't mean path. The path is still the same. The path is always the same. All we're doing is we're feeling different things underneath our feet. So we'll have different experiences. So, sorry. Anyway, you'll feel like different experiences. So it doesn't mean that you're walking on the soft sand and you're having a great life, or somebody's walking on the jagged, sharp pebbles, and they're walking, but they're all walking the same way. We're all on different paths, but we are going on the same path together. We're going to experience different things. If you can just try and digest that a little bit today, you know what? Our home in the UK would be so happy, so much peaceful. If we can look at each other and just smile and be happy with each other and just accept each other for how we are. If we could do that, and we understand that there is differences in all of us, maybe genetic differences, colour differences, size, height, gender, or weight in some consider of these guys, right? If we can ignore all that stuff and we can see each other and just have praying for each other, PR for each other, you can make a difference. You come to this camp now and you come out, you know, you probably come, some of you guys I know probably wouldn't have come to this camp if it was like a year ago, 2 years ago. And I'm not going to say who the people are, but you guys have made a big step to come towards us. And I'm so grateful for that. But what I'm trying to say is, this is the opportunity now. We don't have to stop here. We can make this grow and we can make this expand. We just have to have praying for each other, respect for each other, and help each other. If we could do that, we'll go really, really far.